What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma.
Co-host Justin Vaseur.
And, no William today. It's just you
No,
and
William.
me.
I'm in this seat now.
I like it. I like it when it's just you and me because we can get a little more personal.
Yeah. These should be fun.
This is going to be awesome. Today, we got a lot of great topics. And on the first part, we're going to be talking about Justin, who has taken the big leap into buying his first home.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have.
I mean, that's what I heard. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure because I'm not his agent. I just hear rumors around somewhere that some guy's buying something and he didn't ask me.
Oh no, that's not what it is. No way.
No, I'm just kidding. I know you have family that are agents and stuff like that. Like, I don't care. As long as you're happy in your life and you're trying to buy a home for the right reasons, that's all I care about.
Mhm.
And I think everyone who's listening, they love to hear everyone's stories about why they decided to make the jump into buying their first home.
Yeah.
So, how old are you right now?
I am 32.
32.
I don't look it, right?
Nah, you look
25
great.
maybe?
You look great. It's because you work out a lot. People are gonna think I'm simping on this podcast, bro. No, so
32.
why did you wait till 32 to buy your first home?
I just didn't really have the right education.
Okay.
I think
Why do you think you needed the education? That's what realtors are for.
I didn't even know what the resources were at that time. You know what I mean? Like I feel like not only didn't I know what the resources were, I also didn't have the mindset there yet.
I see.
So like at 25, like you would see these videos, oh, you need to invest in real estate, whatever. But like I was like, oh, that's for like gurus and stuff or people who have money. And for me, I just wasn't in that mindset. I was more in the mindset of like I need to build my like career.
Yeah.
And especially at 25, that was kind of like where things were popping off for my career. So I just wanted to focus on that, and then at that time too, I was going back and forth between LA and here.
Right.
So it was like being tied down to a home sometimes was kind of like, or it would have been kind of weird for me, I guess.
Yeah, because you didn't know if you're going to stay in LA or stay in Vegas.
Yeah, because there was a
That makes
period
sense.
where I was in LA for like 4 or 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So, looking back, I probably could have bought a home, rented it out, went out to LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could have for sure bought a home in LA and imagine those 4 years that it was sitting there, how much money you would have.
Right, in equity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just again my mindset wasn't there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until maybe the last 2 or 3 years where my circle of friends, they were making moves and they were buying up properties and they were making investments where I was like, damn, I should probably start looking into it. Not only that, but also life too,
Yeah, you're getting older.
Yeah,
you're
getting
over
older.
30.
Yeah, getting older and the future I would like to have like a family and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Is that the main thing? I think that's what it is. Once everyone turns 30, they're like, damn, I need a home. I'm a full grown ass adult right now. Right.
yeah.
And I feel like, when my kids turn 21, that's when I want to tell them, like, we should buy a home now.
Oh, for sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, our parents never told us that,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like I said before in like other podcasts, I've always had that advice of like save.
yeah,
But the processes were never taught to me.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, what am I saving for? How do I buy a home?
Yeah.
Things like that. And I guess on my part, I could have asked those questions, but again, I wasn't in that mindset.
Yeah, we just
either.
didn't know what to ask
Yeah,
either.
exactly.
So, what I've learned is the earlier, the better. But at the same time, everybody is different. So, you weren't ready,
Yeah.
and now you are. And age is just a number. It really doesn't matter because you're going to make money now once you buy a home,
Right.
But is that okay, it's because you want a family.
Mm-hmm.
And is it because now you want to make some extra cash and, equity and things like that?
Yes. I have like different mindsets on those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So like, um, I do know that I would be making cash on the home
Yeah.
once I buy it. But what I'm looking for right now is a home where like I could build a family in.
Yeah.
And like a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And for sure, right now, if I were to purchase it, I think in the future it would go up and make money.
So here's the funny thing. Knowing Justin, he's that guy that's like he does so much research on things that he's trying to learn, whether it's a house or his, video equipment, anything, right? Uh, Crypto, stocks. You do so
Yeah.
much research because you always want the best deals
Right.
and you just want to learn everything. And so right now we're like heading into Q4 of the worst year in like 20 years,
Yeah.
right? The worst year that everyone says, why are you going to buy a home? It's 7.5% interest rate and all this stuff. And you're doing opposite of what you've been trying to learn in the last 5 years. But what everyone doesn't understand is this is why I tell everyone it's always a great time to buy a home.
Yeah.
It just depends on your personal life and if you're ready. And right now, with this bad market at 7.5%, you're like, this is the best time for me to buy.
Yeah.
You know?
I think one of the best advice is just buying like when you're ready, I think.
Yeah.
Um and making sure you buy something that you can afford.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people top out a lot, and it causes them stress, especially in these times.
Right.
But if you can, like, I guess the advice too is maybe downgrade a little bit,
Yeah.
so that you can afford and you're not stressing yourself out. I think that's one of the things that I had to learn.
Yeah.
Tough. Like, I was kind of hard headed on that,
Yeah.
because I'm always like, man, like I could have bought this house for 300,000 or 2 years ago or something like that,
Yeah.
and then now it's 500,000, 600,000, and I'm like, okay,
I
well,
feel
I
like,
can't get that house anymore, so now I'm gonna
yeah.
have to buy something that's a little bit smaller.
Right.
Um, but what's crazy about right now too is that there's a lot of like deals going on,
There
or like
is
incentives or whatever. So there's a couple places that offer like, I think it's like 5% on
towards
a
closing costs.
no 5% interest on a
Oh,
30
yes.
30-year loan.
Yeah, there's a lot of those right now. It's like 5.5, 5.99 for
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah, I've seen some in the fours, kind of
Yeah.
like high fours.
It's great because people are like, they're not buying because they're waiting for 5%. And they don't know they can buy at 5% right now
Right.
because they're not going out there and looking. And you are
Hmm.
doing that right now.
Yeah. And not only that, but also like how you said, like towards closing costs, they give you
Yeah.
some money sometimes, or um upgrades or whatever the case may be. So like there are some deals out there. And on top of that, I've been seeing a lot of homes, especially like new builds come up where they're in the like low to high 400s right
Yeah.
now. They are a little bit smaller, maybe like 16 to 1800 square feet, but they're brand new homes, nice, high ceilings and things
Yeah.
like that. And
That's crazy. So for a Vegas local, Justin says 1800 is small, high ceilings are small. But when you guys are in like LA, San Francisco, major cities, it's actually like 1300 square feet homes.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, they're not high ceilings. They're not
yeah,
even 9 feet.
yeah, we're spoiled out here for sure,
Yeah.
especially in the past.
So,
Because like before in the past, you could get almost like a 4,000 square foot home for like
right.
300,000 or something,
Yeah.
400,000. And then now they're in the 800s.
Yeah. I think
So,
when you have that kind of mentality and you're like, damn, I could have got this home for this much long time ago, it holds you back
yeah,
because now you just prolong what you want because you're just like, walking in your depression of that. And it's just like, when you're in a relationship or with friends, whenever there's something going on and you hold a grudge, it always holds you back. So you can't let that happen to you. And I'm glad you're moving forward and not thinking like that anymore because
yeah,
almost every Vegas local is thinking like that.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I mean, I still have my own speculation too on the market.
Yeah.
Um, but I was talking to a few friends the other day, and like we were talking about how like if the market's gonna crash, things like that. The same old conversations that pop up,
Yeah.
and I was looking at some information, and I do think, me personally, I do think that prices are gonna drop a little bit more.
A little bit.
Um, And right now, I think the average home is what, like 400 in the 400s
In Vegas, yeah.
in Vegas.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I saw like 410 or something like that.
It was like 430 a few months ago.
Yeah. And so we were arguing about like I was saying this is really stupid, but I was saying like, hey, we might be able to see average home prices drop to like maybe high threes,
Possibly.
you know, high
Yeah.
threes like 390, 380 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then my friend goes, "Oh, that doesn't really matter to me because it's kind of like what was the word that he used? I forgot the word that he used, but he was like, it doesn't matter to me because I'm looking at very specific markets, and if I can get a deal in those markets, then I'll buy."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, okay,
Yeah, it's
um,
like you want a home for your family, right?
right,
And here in Vegas, there's only a few zip codes with great school districts.
right,
Anywhere in California as well, or anywhere in the nation, the place with the good school districts, the inventory is so low. It's like 1 to 5 houses available,
mm-hmm,
and then if it is available, it's gone in like a day. You know, so that's why people like your friend are thinking, well, if I find a great deal in my market, I'm grabbing it.
right,
I don't care. You know what I
right.
mean? So it's very rare to get a house that fits all of your criteria that way.
Right, right. Yeah, he's like, I don't care if average home prices drop to 300.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not really looking for that. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm looking for, the best deal in the best neighborhoods,
Yep.
basically. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
think, but like what I was arguing, I guess, was like, um, maybe it's all, maybe it's all connected in some way where like if the average home prices do drop, maybe those deals will be even better for you or something like
Yeah.
that. But who knows? But that's besides the case. I think if you're ready to buy a home, and you can afford it,
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to
Th-
start hopping on.
This is something that I preach all the time is when people want to wait, that's totally fine, but it's risky to wait. Yes, you'll probably save money if you wait and you get at the right time, but one, you are going against people who are now going to have bidding wars because it got cheap. And then two, if you lost your job, you can no longer buy a home. Like that's very risky.
Yeah,
And anything can happen. Like your workplace can burn down, there can be, I don't know, just anything. So I would never risk, you know, you thinking that your job is secure because a lot of people only have one job.
yeah.
That's one job away from what they say, homeless, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So when you're saying that, when you can afford it, that's when you should buy it. That's perfect thinking because right now when the rate is this high and you can afford it, imagine when the rates go down, how much more comfortable are you after that?
right.
You know what I mean? Like your life will be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's good. People are just like, oh my gosh, it costs so much just for now. So,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of curious to know what kind of houses you're actually looking for.
Okay. So me and my girl sat down, and we wrote down like what we would like,
Yeah.
and I think if we can be around like the 1,800 square foot range,
Yeah.
if it happens to be bigger, cool.
How,
But 1,800 square feet was like nice.
is that like a 3 bed or 4 bed?
Uh, she wants like a 4 bed.
Damn, there's only two of you. Why do you guys need 4 beds?
Cause
You guys gonna have twins?
no, I think the way that our lives are going right now, I think the next 1 to 3 years is gonna like go by fast.
Yeah,
You
for
know, there's
sure.
gonna be a lot of growth and things like that. So, we don't want to jump into something where it's like 2 bedrooms. Especially with the work that we do. Like, I need my own space to do like
Yeah.
photos. She needs her own space to do her speech therapy stuff.
So that means you guys share one room, and then there's gonna be an office for you, an office for her, and then there's still an extra bedroom.
Yes.
What is the extra bedroom? The fourth one.
For kids. Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. So, that's just the way of thinking right now.
Yeah.
I know that like for sure I know that things are gonna move fast.
Yeah.
Um and so that's what's kind of been hard for me is like I understand that we may not need the space right now.
Yeah.
Um but I'm thinking about the future, you know.
This is what I go through with a lot of my clients. They think the same way as you. which is perfectly normal and as you should,
Uh-huh.
right? And it's we're lucky we're here in Vegas because it still fits the budget. But when you're in California and you think like that, once like you see people start overbidding and then you see what your actual monthly payments are, you're like, oh crap, this is actually really expensive. I'm starting to stress. And then eventually my clients go down a little bit like, okay, I don't need a 4 bedroom right now. I'll do a 3 bedroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then if we outgrow it, then we'll buy another one after that. And we'll have the money to get that from the equity, you
Yeah.
know? So they're not stressing and it's just a lot easier that way. But it like I said, it's we're lucky we're in Vegas,
Oh yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
I think that helps it out a lot, you know.
Yeah.
I think being able to see I mean, prices are still expensive to me. Um Seeing a $400,000 home, 1,800 square foot home is still crazy to me.
When coming
But
from California, I'm just like, man, this is insane. That's so cheap.
yeah, it's so weird to
Yeah.
see the perspectives. But for example, my parents bought their house. Obviously, this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's like 2,200 square feet,
Yeah.
5 bedrooms. I think 2 baths or something like that, and they paid like 115.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
it's like saying,
but even
my grandpa bought one when it was like 15 grand.
no, of course, but even like we don't even have to go back that far.
Yeah.
Even 3 years ago,
Yeah.
houses were pretty affordable, or not. I wouldn't say affordable, but cheap.
Yeah.
In terms of what today's times are.
Right.
So like, that's the hard part. Is like, dude, that was only 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to believe that some houses went up 100% in 3 years.
Yeah.
When what do they say, like, on average the home value increases by what, like 10% or 15% or 3%, I think it was. I don't know.
You know
Something
more
like
than
that.
me because you do way more research.
I've seen like as a nation, I think it
Yeah.
was like 3%,
Yeah, that
but
makes
like in
sense.
certain cities some have gone up like 10% a year.
Yeah, like California.
Yeah, so like to see some houses go up 100%,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it's like, what?
I think it's because Vegas kind of made the switch from like a place that no one lives to now being like an LA place, you know?
Yeah.
Now it's become a place where everyone wants to be like a major it's a major city now. It
Yeah.
was a major city for tourists, but now it's a major city for residents,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that's why it jumped like that. But I'm also curious to know what kind of house you're looking for. Are you looking Vegas is known for a lot of new builds. There's also very cheap resale homes. Have you guys looked at both?
Um we have looked at both, but we're leaning towards a new build.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Cuz like, from what I mean, maybe we have to look some more. And also, just to like clear things up, we're not working with a real estate agent right now. We're kind of just looking.
So when you want to go
So,
look. I'm just
just to give you a heads up, but it almost seems like the some of the older homes,
yeah.
they're still priced pretty high, almost the same as like some of the new builds that we've been seeing.
I think it depends on the community.
For sure.
I think the
But
older
like,
homes here, the communities have way more to offer than the new build communities. Like the new build communities is literally just 100 homes and they have like a little park in there,
yeah.
but the park has nothing, just grass. But when you go to these other communities with the older homes, they got lakes, they got playgrounds, they got, you know, pools. They just have so many things to offer in the communities.
Yeah, wha we've been looking in Summerlin, and it doesn't really seem that way.
Okay.
At least from what I've seen, it seems like the houses are still pretty expensive,
Yeah,
and for me, it almost made more sense to buy a house down the street that is like 400, 500.
right.
That's a new build, and they're increasing in value or whatever as
Yeah,
it builds, than like having to buy almost the same priced home that's older home.
right.
Um,
So, for you guys that aren't locals here in Vegas, Summerlin is probably one of your best school districts in Las Vegas, where they have blue ribbon schools and things like that. and so that's why the resale homes, you're paying for that.
Yeah, but yeah, we're looking at new builds. My girl really liked new builds. What surprised me actually was we looked at a townhome just for fun, just to
Yeah,
see. And some of these townhomes are
they're
pretty,
big.
yeah, they're pretty
Yeah,
crazy,
they
dude.
the creative way they laid it out is so spacious.
Yeah, it's super spacious. There was one in particular that we saw where like not only was the house spacious, but the
Yeah.
backyard was insane.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what surprised me. It was like I guess, corner lot,
Yeah.
and so the house is attached, to the other house, but it had the corner lot and it wrapped around.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they had like a pool. They had all these things going
In
on.
the townhome or in the community?
No, in the townhome, in the
It had a
backyard.
pool in the
Yeah,
townhome?
yeah,
What?
and it was just like set up so crazy that I
Wow.
was like kind of considering it, but I don't like the idea of townhomes. I don't like sharing a wall with somebody.
Yeah, I mean the equity doesn't go as much,
That too.
um, but if you're in a hot area, it will go up no matter
Yeah.
what. There's like million, Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah.
$16 million townhome, right?
Yeah,
But
true.
man, this is great. I'm very excited for you, Justin. I'm happy for you that you're taking this big step. How do you feel?
Excited.
Yeah,
I feel like pretty confident in my moves now, I think.
yeah. You look
Yeah.
like a changed man.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. If you are also thinking about jumping into your very first home, I hope you got some great advice from Justin. And I'm, very happy for him. So feel free to reach out to us if you want to ask him any questions, or if you want to buy a home from me. Just look at all the details in the description box, and you'll find us. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.